back to East Horror Lounge. This is episode 4. This is supposed to be going on Wednesday, 22nd of this month. And yeah, remember every Wednesday at 6 o'clock these come out. I think I also said that at the end of the last episode, but I don't know. You know, reminder's probably good. Thank you guys for tuning in. I actually forgot to say this at the beginning of last episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. It really means a lot to me because, you know, I really do these just because I really do enjoy them, and if I can entertain you guys just for the little while that I'm on, it really just means a lot to me. I hope you guys are having a good day. If you guys aren't having a good day, hopefully I can help you guys out. Hopefully I can entertain you guys and possibly take your mind off of what is bugging you. Hopefully this week has been kind to you. This week has actually been pretty good for me. I haven't really done much except for been researching topics for the show. So be expecting good topics going on, you know. I've just kind of been recording, editing, and writing for the show. So again, it really does mean a lot to me for you guys that do listen in, because it's nice to know that my work might actually pay off and people might actually be entertained by what I'm talking about on the show. The title of this episode is Why I Hate Fresno. And I just want to put out this quick little disclaimer. I don't hate Fresno. I also do talk about Ohio in this episode. I don't hate Ohio. With all these episodes, I've been feeling kind of obligated to say I don't hate whatever it is I'm talking about that day. But, you know, it's in case anyone is new to this show and doesn't understand that all the episodes are based around the idea that I hate something because of something creepy. I don't hate Fresno. I don't hate any parts of California. I'm not talking about Fresno, Texas. I also don't hate Fresno, Texas. I don't hate Ohio. I don't hate children. I don't hate Spanish floors. And I also don't hate The Omen. It's actually one of my favorite movies. And, you know, I don't know, I've been feeling like kind of obligated to do that just because if there is a new viewer, I don't want them to think, you know, what's wrong with this dude always being such a downer. And, you know, if you have been a viewer of my previous episodes, you probably know that sometimes a lot of the times I talk about, you know, death and, you know, curses and exorcisms and, you know, a lot more scary things. But this episode is actually going to be a lot more lighthearted than that. It's not going to be about any death. It's not going to be about, you know, destruction or Satan. It might be about Satan. Who knows? This actually still hasn't been solved yet. I'm going to give my opinions on it. I'm going to give my opinions on it, though, because, you know, this is my show, so I'm going to do what I want. Yeah, so today, if you guys couldn't tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about Fresno Nightcrawlers. If you guys don't know what the Fresno Nightcrawlers are, the Fresno Nightcrawlers are basically... it's basically just like a featherless biped, but it has like no body. It's just 2 pairs of legs. It looks like giant pants. They also kind of do look like drawing compasses. Like, it just looks like a giant drawing compass, except it's kind of like fluffier. It kind of looks like it actually has like meat on it. It looks like an actual animal. But and yeah, I'm gonna be talking about that. There's a video of this, like, again, like this really weird looking featherless pair of pants walking across some dude's yard in Fresno. And it's a report. Whenever the guy was asked about it, he said that it was non-aggressive and that it was very slow moving. And that doesn't whenever I watched the video, I didn't notice that they were actually very slow moving, because I thought they just looks like it's going like an average pace, and if not going an average pace, then maybe like a little bit faster than an average pace. But it's I don't know. The creature has been called the Fresno Nightcrawler. The video is what spawned the idea of it. Several people have claimed that they have encountered the Fresno Nightcrawler. There's only been, I believe, one other video that I'm aware of where someone has gotten a video of the Fresno Nightcrawler, but that one doesn't seem very realistic to me, because it's very good. It's very good quality, and I don't know why. That might just be me, finding something to be critical about, but I do find it very. I still do find it kind of odd that you'd have a high definition night vision camera on you and then just accidentally stumble upon some things that the world has been wondering about. But it might just be me. Maybe they actually did. Maybe this is a real thing. I'm actually kind of critical of the story just because I do find a lot of this to be some of this to be a little bit contradictory and a little bit flawed. But yeah, it looks like it's probably about a meter tall, maybe a little bit more, maybe up to like 4 feet. I don't know. I've never seen the things, so I can't really measure them. I haven't really gotten any actual measurements on the things. I just want to put this out there. Do any of you guys remember the show Boohbah? About those little weird fluffy balls that just kind of chilled out. They all had magical powers or something like that. It was like a children's show. Okay, so imagine the Boohbahs without their arms, skinnier, and having longer legs. That's basically what the Fresno Nightcrawlers look like. They just look like long-ass Boohbahs. And I found that an interesting thing about the story is that some have pointed to Native American lore, saying that it was possibly that it could have possibly been known about, because certain tribes talked about a creature with long legs that just walked around at night. It's supposed to be the idea was to protect the earth from evil, and it came from some sort of swampy, what do you call it? Some swamp based habitat. And honestly, I don't know. I find that it's pretty interesting that they could have it could have been recalled all the way back there, but it just so happens that we're hearing about this now. You do think that they would kind of categorize this if they heard about it back then, but apparently they didn't. And yeah, and that's also one thing I'm also kind of critical about, is the fact that if these things were known about back then, how come we're just hearing about it now? I don't know, it's just kind of iffy for me. An interesting thing about the story is that in Ohio around 2014, because you guys know how close, California and Ohio are. Around 2014 in Ohio, they reported a very, very similar creature, and they have named it, instead of the Fresno Nightcrawler, because, it's not in Fresno, they named it the Caramel Area Creature. It was supposedly 7 feet tall, and by the way, that is very tall. 7 feet tall is very tall. These cases seemed very similar. but in the video of the Nightcrawler, it does not look 7 feet tall. It looked like, again, I think I said at the beginning of this video, or at the beginning of this podcast, Jesus Christ, it's probably about 3 to 4 feet, probably around 3.5 feet, if I have to give like a rough estimate. And they didn't really say anything about it looking like a fluffy compass, so that's believability points have gone down. We've recently bought this is a quote from the guy who supposedly saw it in Ohio. We recently bought a place in the Fort Hill area in southeast Highland County. We first noticed after about 30 days of living here that we suddenly have a perfect circle that stays fresh green, no matter what weather, in our front yard. On Friday night of the 12th, I was kind of hoping that it was going to be a 13th. That would have made this story a lot more interesting. We were driving home after turning on Carmel Road, which leads to our road. We ran around the curve by the Carmel Church and then up a small incline, and approximately 10 feet over the incline and in front of our truck, the quote-unquote alien ran across the road and into the woods. And I think it's just long as Boohbahs, to be honest. But seriously, I still am pretty critical of it. And I have seen actually. If you guys don't know what a gazelle is, it's native to areas around Ohio and also especially Ohio. There's a very big possibility of a gazelle standing upright being what they saw, because apparently gazelles do that. Apparently gazelles sometimes just feel like being bipeds, and actually, if you guys are actually kind of wondering about this, please look up a picture of a gazelle standing up straight, because it's actually really funny. But then again, it also is very terrifying, and I could understand why you would think that it was some sort of alien. So I do believe that could have possibly been a gazelle standing upright. So I don't really take the Ohio one so seriously. Honestly, I think if you see anything at night, there's a possibility that it's an alien. I don't know. The thing with these kind of things is that they're very easy just to come up with on the spot. So I don't know. I wouldn't take these too seriously. I'd like to think of them again just as long ass Boohbahs. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna try to end off this episode. Again, I wouldn't take this too seriously. I don't think there's anything paranormal going on. I think it was just some relatively weird footage and some very odd, just a very odd experience of a upright standing gazelle. Maybe it is a giant drawing compass. I don't know. But again, thank you guys for listening. It really means a lot to me. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I do edit and I do research and I do record these all on my own time. So it really means a lot knowing that all my work gets paid off in the end. That I can really entertain you guys. And it just really means a lot to me that you guys are listening to this right now. Even if you guys accidentally listen to this. If it's your first episode, then hello. Please listen to the other 3. But again, thank you guys for listening. I've been your hosty, and thank you guys. Peace out. See you guys next time.